To episode 25 up from the Arbiters stream. Apologies for the 2 week break we had. It was unplanned as we had several tournaments clashing within the schedule. For example, the first European Cities and Towns Chess Championship, as well as the Cyprus Open starting. So it was a very hectic 2 weeks. With me is with international arbiter Podomos Georgopoulos from Thessaloniki.
Hello, everybody. Polamos Gerontopoulos, the national arbiter and lecturer, and a very good friend, Mark Bryan from Nicosia, Cyprus. And we're about to analyze the technical meeting and the tournament regulation in this episode. Thank you, Mark. You can go on.
Yes, so we're going to go on, as like I said, tournament regulations, and then we
Yes.
will look at the technical meeting, at the example technical meeting.
Yes.
So the tournament regulations we will check out today is from a tournament that has been recently announced, the International Open Chess Tournament in Paphos this year. So let's have a look at it.
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes. Also, the logo will be recorded.
I already did it.
Okay, then. So, if we are ready,
Yes, we're ready.
I will start to explain the schedule of the tournament. The announcement I have, the International Open Chess Tournament, Paphos, Cyprus. It will take place from 7th of April until 13th of April 2023. As you can see, the announcement of the schedule, what is better for everyone to pronunciation that organizers, Paphos Municipality and Paphos Chess Club, both of them. The support of the chess club is the municipality of Paphos. Not only for financial reasons, for ethical reasons, or whatever. It's under the aspects of Federation of the Cyprus Chess Federation, as you can see. The tournament venue that the tournament will take place and all the competition is Atticon Multicultural Space and Pallia Elektriki Multicultural Space, Paphos, Cyprus. This is the place where the competition will take place these days.
Yes, it's the old electricity place. That's one.
Yes, it's a huge venue in order to include into many chess players inside. The tournament director are two persons, Giorgos Antoniou and Haris Konstantinidis. Main arbiter or the chief arbiter here, you can say, it's Lina Koru, the national arbiter.
Yeah.
Mode or the type is a 9-round Swiss system. It's not a round robin because there are many participants. Fidel titles are possible. It has to do if they will participate many grandmaster players, international master title players, and according to Fide laws of chess, you have to make some good results and to have a rating performance about for international arbiter 2,400 or 2,500 for the national and grandmaster norms. The timetable registration confirmation until 11 o'clock Friday in the morning of 7th of April 2023 a.m. Pairing of the first round, the pairings will be declared at 3 o'clock p.m. at midday. The same day, the 7th of April 2023, it's Friday. Opening ceremony. Also, we have, apart from the timetable, this has to do in order to not have any delays or any time in order to start the competition on time. and not to have any defaults.
Yep.
Opening ceremony. Yes, Mark.
No, I am just saying yes.
Yes. Opening ceremony has to do if you have some bands or a music concert or a speech from the mayor or something from someone or from a person from the competition in order to take to give some guidelines. It's the same day, 7th of April, 2003, Friday at 4:30 in the midday. Um, Furthermore, closing ceremony. It's the ceremony for the awards when the competition will end. It's Thursday, 13th of April, 2023. It will start at 4:30 in the midday. Is there any question,
No questions
Mark,
so far.
until here? Okay. The playing schedule. As you can see, this Mark, it's about every round, the time and the hour from each round. First
Yes.
round on Friday, 7th of April at 5 o'clock. 17, let's say it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The second round on Saturday, 8th of April at 10 o'clock in the morning. And go on the third round on Saturday, 8th of April and 5:30 in the afternoon. And all the others until also here we can mention the closing ceremony, the time of the close, but it's not here in the board,
It's
but
here on the
yes,
top.
on the top, yes. The 5 hour, the 6, 7, all this. Attention, a player who arrives 1 hour later than the scheduled start of a round loses the game by forfeit. Yes, this has to do, according to Fide laws of chess, according to the organizer. If about the tolerance, if it's zero tolerance, it means that if you delay 1 minute later on your board, you lose the game. Also has to do the default time about the schedule or from the starting time of the round. These are
Yeah.
the differences, not the same. If the announcement and the schedule writes that it's 15 minutes default from the start of the round, the start of the round may be not at 7 and 5 o'clock, but 10 past 5. This means the default time it's 15 minutes, 25 past 5 o'clock. Otherwise, if the schedule writes 15 minutes default from the time of the schedule, from the starting time of the schedule, according to the schedule, if a player goes on the board at 20 minutes, 20 past 5, then he loses the game.
Yep.
A player can take an exception of half point until the round 5. This has to do with the schedule and also the Swiss Manager program. You can click it in order for the participants to take half a point for an exception. This
Yes,
has to do,
very important sometimes.
yes, but this has to do with the criteria of the tie breaks and all the other things about when you have tie breaks criteria about the awards. The players are informed the chief arbiter before the pairings of the next round. Yes, that's right. Time control. 9 minutes for 40 minutes and 15 minutes until the end of the game, plus 30 seconds per move from the first move. Yes. This has to do with the time with the clocks, digital clocks in all these competitions. And also the clocks should be FIDE approved. We have the sign of the FIDE on the clock and the words FIDE approved. Otherwise, the clocks are not allowed, are not available or not allowed to play with different type of chess clocks. In this version, we have some videos about how to about the settings of the chess clocks. we will mention in a future episode how to set a chess clock. Is there any question, Mark?
No, no question.
Okay. Tie breaks. The result between the two players. Yes, this in a switch type of tournament, this is not good to be the first one.
Yeah.
Has to do Buchholz cut one. This is the best criteria for a switch type tournament. This is for if the tournament's round robin tournament, then this is
Yeah,
the
these are the
best.
typics though that are very popular in Cyprus.
Yes, this is not so in order to have the winner in a Swiss type of tournament between the two players. It's not so good criteria.
Yes,
It's
but
not
it's
so
the
good
one that
tiebreak.
we use. It's the one that's very
Yes,
popular.
maybe to have it fourth or fifth tie break.
Yeah,
This
it's okay.
yes, the other thing has to do with financial reason how uh, according to the competition and to the organizers
The entry fee, nah.
to put a fee. If you have two groups, the tournament or three groups, it has to do. Also, the title players without paying any fee, and the entry fee for open is inversely related to the grade. Free for all the players with elo above 2,300 plus title players, Grandmaster, Woman Grandmaster, International Master, Woman Grandmaster, etc. 30 euros for people, for players, excuse me, with elo 2,200, 2,299. 40 euros for players until 12 years old, 40 euros for veteran players up to 60 years old, and 50 euros for all other players. Prizes, total prizes fund 4,100 euros. And this how to split the awards for the first group. First winner, 1,000 euro. The second winner, 600 euros. Third winner, 400 euros. The fourth and the fifth winner, two plus 250 euros. First woman, 30 euros. Second woman, 200 euros. Third woman, 100 euros. Special prizes, the best player under 16 boys or girls, a cup. The first under 14 years old boys and girls, a cup. First player until 12 years old boys and girls, a cup. First player under 10 years old boys or girls, a cup. First veteran, 60-year-old cup. Second and third each category medal. Special prizes in combination with the international tournament. Mikis Theodorakis, Chania. It has to do to go to another tournament.
Yes.
After this, give a promotion to go to a better tournament in Chania, Crete. First in the sum of point of both tournaments, 500. Second in the sum point of both tournaments, 300 euros. Third in the sum of points of both tournaments, 200 euros. For equally matched players, the prizes will be shared by the hoard system. 50% of the prizes and shared equally, and the other 50% and shared according to the tie breaks. If a player wins two special categories prizes, he takes the bigger one. Yes. It has to do with the schedule. There are schedules that go and take both of the awards. This has to do with the organizer. Is there any question, Mark?
No.
Okay. Accommodation and hotel. This has to do with the conditions, with the cooperation and the deal with the hotel and the better prices about the participants and the title players. Accommodation is not restricted and players can book the hotels or rooms of their choice directly. There are special offers from hotels for the tournament players. Please contact the organizers for more information. Hospitality conditions from Grandmaster, Grandmaster minus 100 ELO units for women according to Fide rating. 2,600 plus 8 days, 5 night accommodation in single room, full board. 5,000, 1,500, 2,000, excuse me, 500 until 2,599, 8 days, 5 nights, 7 nights accommodation in double room, full board. Yes, we don't have to mention that. It's not about the regulation. It has to do with the organizer.
Yes, it has to
So
do
we
now.
don't have to. It's not something mandatory. Or registration, please fill the registration form. Yes, all the tournaments has a registration form in order to submit an application and to validate your participation for all the players. Alternatively, you may fill the registration form by hand, scan it to send it to the following email addresses, and they'll include yes, and then the email addresses. For more information, you can call Saruhan Elia or Haris Konstantinidis, the mobile phones. Entry fee deposit participants must pay the entry fee during the transfer. Please write the name of the player and the following bank account. Cyprus bank account number, yes. Please send your entry fee, deposit bank, receive your name by me, yes. This is not so about the rules. This has to do it's something
Yeah.
for organizers things. Is there any question? Otherwise, we have to mention some things for the schedule. I don't know, Mark.
No, no, it's fine.
Okay.
So we're gonna then continue to.
Yes.
So we're gonna continue with what is it called? With a technical meeting that takes place. That takes place.
Yes.
So let's move to the technical meeting that I'm gonna be presenting,
Yes.
and let's transition. So this was a technical meeting that took place last week. I'm gonna cover very briefly. You need to present who are the tournament directors, arbiters, all the technical information. Who is involved in the tournament? So we have a tournament director, we have a chief arbiter, we have deputy chief arbiter. Usually we do not present the arbiters, but in this case we did. We have a pairings arbiter. Usually it's not mentioned. It's mentioned unless it's somebody different. But because here, due to clarity, we wanted to make sure to present that it would be the chief arbiter, not the tournament director. The same with the fair play arbiter. We had an extra requirement set up by COA. Then we present the regulations which the tournament has to follow, which is the FIDE laws of
Yes.
chess, the anti-cheating tournament, specific tournament, and COA regulations. Next up is always a schedule. You present the schedule, remind the participants of the schedule. The default time, very important, and the rate of play gets presented. Next up are the buy requests.
Yes.
Here, the buy request is important. We
Yes,
have
has
the
to do with the Swiss manager system, as we said
yes,
previously.
and then we have the chess clocks where we present what clocks we are using. It's very good for the participants to know what kind of clock, especially if you're using the move counter or not. Because some events use it, some events don't. Participants get confused, they don't know how much time is left on the clock. So here we explain to them that we are using the move counter. Move counter in Cyprus is very, very popular. Then we have the draws. We do not use we do not support the draw restrictions in Cyprus. This is why it's not included, but in many other tournaments you have draw restrictions which should be added in here. I personally have started always using the draw claim checking software, even though I can do it without the draw claim checking software. It is very good to be able to provide to as
Yes.
evidence. It's faster and it's more reliable. Forbidden devices, so very important. We not only forbid mobile phones and electronic devices, we also forbid watches and pens. We provide pens. If you're gonna forbid pens, you have to provide them. And then
Yes.
here, where do they leave it and what are the consequences? Here you should also usually have consequences for spectators, but because we do not allow spectators, we did not mention the spectators in this place. Next up is fair play. You need to explain to the parties what kind of fair play checks are going to be handled. This is mainly to give the players the feeling that they are playing in a safe environment. We don't expect to catch cheaters during this tournament, but we want to create a positive, trusted environment where players know we are taking measures and we discourage cheating by taking these measures seriously. Players' behavior, it's very important to go against through the behavior. This year we are enforcing a no talking during the game. Previously, players were talking, and there were a lot of, you know, misunderstandings between players because one player was talking to another player during the game. This is why we have introduced this year the no talking during the game. Many tournaments already have this, and we explain to the players about what happens at the end of the game. As we are mainly young players, this is why this has been added. This might not be important for your events. Here we explain the playing venue. So here, as you can see, we had an extra place
Yes.
for the spectators. They were never allowed to enter this area. So we have toilets, coffee place, playing area, entrance, and
Smoking
smoking
area,
area.
yes, has to do with the differences between the playing hall and the venue.
Yes, so this is a playing hall and this is a playing venue. The whole of this is a
Yes,
playing venue.
venue is the toilets, the refreshment area,
Yeah.
the smoking area, the entrance, the spectators area, the doctor's room.
Yes, we have here because we want players to come on time. We had to explain how to reduce the waiting time.
Yes,
So we were explaining to players, please arrive on time and please make sure you bring your necessary IDs, which you are required to have.
yes,
And since the refreshment area is very small, we had to explain how it works.
that's right.
And then was again who can enter the playing area and what happens if you leave it. Pairings, because this is a usual questions, because our games are 1 week apart, we made it clear that it was available through the official website at the evening of the previous round. Then during the technical meeting we had an appeals. We had to decide the appeals the committee members. So
Yes,
here we voted on all members except the president, which was selected by the organizing committee. The rest of the 4 members were selected during the meeting. And as you can see, we avoided them being from the same club. All members are from different clubs. And then we explained who what are you appealing against and what's the time frame for the appeals and how much money it costs. We also added a press function because we run a press. Maybe we are requesting players. So for example here we require players for possible short interviews. We ask them also to be available for a live press conference. And not mandatory, but to be available for press interviews with other media outlets. And again, we go to the medical because the pandemic is not yet completely over. We still emphasize a bit on the need for careful attitude.
Yes.
So this is how the technical meeting went, and then questions were answered, and then
Yes. Also, the appeals committee
we thanked everybody for being present.
with three current members and two reserve members.
Yes, because we have the rule that participants may not rule in cases involving their own games or games
Yes,
of their club mates,
that's right, Mark.
of clubs
That's right.
of players from their own clubs.
Yes.
Or if we were known that they were a student of theirs, we also would tell them not to, due to conflict of interest. And that was it for today, I think.
Yes. Is there any questions?
Any questions? No? No questions
No
asked?
questions. This was doing also not only Paphos International Tournament, and also some guidelines about how to write an announcement and schedule of a tournament, how the organizers has to do with the conditions of a tournament, how to introduce and to select the appeals committee.
Yeah.
Uh, some things very important, not only for the arbiters, but also for the organizers, Mark.
Yes, it's very
What do you think?
important because also the technical meeting. It's very important to have a technical meeting.
Yes.
Like the one we showed you now was the first time that we did it online instead of at the venue, but in a much shorter
Oh,
method. It
also,
was all people who were present were very
the
they
people should have been present in a technical meeting are the captains, the
the players
parents,
themselves.
yes, the trainers, and also the participants of the tournament. If it's an individual tournament, otherwise in a team tournament, the captains of the tournament of the teams, excuse me, and all the president of the clubs,
Yes,
the presidents should be present also to make something like a contract to deal with some things many times in a written way. So we discuss and take decisions about these things that we have to uh, include in the tournament and to take care and not to do different things. It's something
exactly.
like a contract, the technical meeting. It's a deal between the players and the organizers.
Yes, it's a very important thing. Like all players who were present or parents,
Yes,
they found it very very helpful.
of course.
So yeah, okay then. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for watching and for the support. Until
Yeah,
next time, the next episode, stay tuned.
stay
And
tuned
also, you
for
can
next time.
share and subscribe on our channels and to write questions or to give you some information or some guidelines about all these things and episodes and the tournament rules. So until next time, from me and Mark, good night, good month. It's the 1st of February. Have a
Yep.
good month, all of you.
Have a good month. See you.